What's up? It's Marco back on the Stage Soccer channel. I just got done watching the USMNT national team beat Martinique 6-1, and man, great performance by the team. And man, just one word for this: vindicated. After everything that we've been saying, just team that we want just goes out and dominates the game. I know it's only Martinique, but I feel like they're a similar level to Haiti, and they're just such a difference today. And they looked great today. This team, they're dominating the ball. There was this play with Gianluca, Busio, George Bello, Robinson, and Sands, and they're just under some pressure, and they just played it out the back so well. And just when you're watching that, just like, okay, this team is different from the other teams. Just a great job by them. And they dominated the ball. They're always looking like the better team. They played out the back very well. James Sands and Walker Zimmerman especially, they were looking really good. Though we didn't go through Turner. We'll get into that a bit later. Very dangerous offensively. Matthew Hoppe was doing great. He was really lively. Dike was just amazing. Busio doing well. Shaq more providing some threats. Those guys were really good. The press was really working. Matthew Hoppe and Daryl, Dike, and Cristian Roldan, for that matter, they were all getting up forward really well, pressuring that Martinique defense. Interesting to see how that'll do against Canada, but it did look good today. And, man, defensively, really sound. I mean, I don't think, while the starters weren't at least, there wasn't really a moment where Martinique had a great chance. And really good performances all around by that defense. And the five at the back worked very well. The only thing is I feel like we might have been going long a bit too much. Probably a product of only having two players in the midfield. I feel like it really wasn't that good of a situation for Busio and Williamson to combine that well. But, hey, overall, just great performance by the team. On to individual performances. I thought there were 6 players who really stood out today. Walker Zimmerman first, and showed his passing ability and just how solid he is at the back. Great job by Walker Zimmerman, giving the captain's armband today, which is, we don't have a captain by committee or whatever, but and good performance by him today. He's really just playing himself into that center back spot. I'm not sure if he's a starter yet, but great job by him. James Sands as well. He was amazing on the ball and very good defensively. He easily could have been man of the match today, and great performance by him all around. He really established himself. And Sands, just what he was doing on the ball and combining with the midfield, that's something that I expect out of John Brooks and Chris Richardson. If Sands can keep this up, he's another guy just put himself into that center back conversation. It's a position that's getting deeper by the minute. Gianluca Busio, I feel like he had a very good game. He showed his creativity a lot and in possession. His final ball wasn't the greatest. He was trying to make a little bit too much happen, I think. I mean, but dude's 19 is like his first ever start for the national team. I feel like his set pieces started off strong. They kind of faltered off towards the end. But, man, starting off strong, that's a good thing. Then, man, the star man today, Daryl, Dike, his finishing, just his presence up front was just amazing. He had that great run. Forced that own goal by just pressuring that goalkeeper. That was great by him, and great performance by Daryl, Dike. Matthew Hoppe, he was huge. I feel like him and Sands tied for the breakout performance today. I mean, I think we all know how good Matthew Hoppe can be. I mean, you don't score a hat trick in the Bundesliga if you're, not a great player. But when he was on the ball, he was composed today. He looked just immense. When I'm watching in the Bundesliga, it's you could tell that he has some talent, but you weren't too sure if it was just a flash of the pan moment. And today, when he was just playing all the minutes with a very good team where he could show his talent, you could tell that he was a great player. And Matthew Hoppe, we need to see some more of him. He definitely should be starting going forward. And the last guy, Shaq Moore. I mean, not as flashy as last game. Probably he didn't get to stand out because he wasn't in a better team, but just proved that last game wasn't a fluke, got forward very well. I feel like there was no bad performers today, but for the stars, I feel like Bello, Robinson, Roldan, and Williamson were all solid, but didn't really seize the opportunity. And Matt Turner as well, great job in goal, really good saves. But I really would like to see more of the ball at his feet with him. I feel like the team kind of used James Sands as a bit of a crutch for him. I feel like Connor Cody's been used as that for England a little bit, where you can just play third center back in front of the goalkeeper, so the goalkeeper doesn't have to do much distribution. Maybe more for Wolves, but that's just the example that pops to my head. Really want to see Turner more on the ball, and this would have been the game to allow him to do it, so it doesn't look like that'll happen this tournament. George Bello, I don't feel like he was as dangerous as he could have been offensively. I feel like he had a play which was very similar to the Sam Vines goal, but he wasn't able to convert it. And I really didn't feel like he was that dangerous going forward. So yeah, he's probably not ready for the national team yet, but still, he's a very solid prospect. I'm very excited about George Bello. Miles Robinson, I feel like he didn't play great out of the back as much as he really could have. I mentioned that one play earlier, but he really wasn't as good as the ball, especially when compared to Sands and Zimmerman. And especially when you got guys like Chris Richards, Mark McKenzie, John Brooks, it's looking pretty unlikely for Miles Robinson to really get into the World Cup qualifying squad to me. Cristian Roldan, I feel like he was playing out of position. I honestly don't even know what the position him and Matthew Hoppe were playing. It was kind of like a left and right forward, I guess I'd say, like kind of an attacking midfield. It's more of like a free role, I guess, on the right-hand side. But he really wasn't a threat until they were like 4 goals up. And, yeah, like I said, I feel like he was out of position, but not the greatest performance. Eryk Williamson, I was really excited to see him perform, but I don't feel like he did very well. He was losing the ball a good amount of possession, and I feel like he lost every single 50-50 that he went in for. And I probably was missing 1 or 2, but he was losing a lot of them, and at that point, it's just not luck, and I feel like he didn't do enough to supplant Kellyn Acosta or Jackson Yueill, which is very disappointing to me because I'm not the biggest fan of either of those two, but yeah, I don't feel like he sees his opportunity that well. For the subs, Kellyn Acosta, speaking of him, he was pretty poor, but he was out of position. Though it was needed to give Shaq more rest if Reggie Cannon is out, but it's not the greatest performance. Gave away a penalty that cost us going ahead of Canada, but again, out of position, can't really judge him. Nicola Gioacchini, he picked up a goal, but yeah, I'm still waiting to see a bit more improvement. I wanted to make move up to a higher level, and I feel like Matthew Hoppe outperformed him today, and he's probably ahead of him in the lineup now, but Gioacchini is still a solid player. Then Gyasi Zardes, really nice goal. He's showing his talent. He's a great CONCACAF striker. I mean, I feel like if we start him in World Cup qualifying, we are going to be able to qualify, which that's not too high of a ceiling, but it's not too low of a floor either. And honestly, especially after last time, having a low floor might be a good thing. Even though, man, you get some crazy moments out of him, but you'll get some crazy moments out of him. It's controlled chaos, I don't know. Jackson Yueill played, not too fond of him, but didn't really have too much time to do anything. I felt like Donovan Pines could have been a bit better. He was misplaying some passes. Definitely didn't do enough to stand out. But yeah, man, it was just a great game. Picking a man of the match is tough. Matthew Hoppe, he really performed well with that great cross to Dike. James Sands was very good as well, but man, Daryl Dike was just so good up front, and he's such a solid finisher. He's just got all the instincts needed to play striker, so I think I got to give it to him if I were to pick a man of the match. Yeah, man. On to Gregg Berhalter, I feel like tactically it was a very good setup, and I love the team selection, getting Busio, Dike, Matthew Hoppe, continuing to give faith to Shaq more. And it was great team selection, and yeah, I feel like maybe it was a little bit too defensive with the 5 defenders, but I feel like if that's just the way we're going to be playing, it's good to get the team used to it. Maybe a 4-3-3 could have worked, drop a center back, put Roldan in the midfield, and start either a Gioacchini or Zardes out wide, but I don't think you want to start a Gioacchini or Zardes out wide, so yeah, it is what it is. I feel like a 4-3-3 could work if we were to go something like Shaq Moore, Walker Zimmerman, Miles Robinson, Sam Vines, push James Sands into the midfield, do like a Busio, Leglette, and front 3 of maybe Zardes, Dike, and Hoppe. I'm not too sure. I feel like the 5 at the back works better because we don't have any wingers at the moment. It would have been really nice for Chris Muller to have been called up, but it's what it is. So going into the next game, we are below Canada on goal difference, so we need a win if we want to win the group, which I feel like we do want to do because we can avoid Mexico. And the way they're looking, we might be able to avoid facing them altogether if need to look at the bracket. But if they run into Jamaica, I feel like that could be trouble for them. But yeah, man, Canada, that's going to be a good game for us. I feel like we'll be able to win, especially because I feel like their star man, Estacio, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I had it written down phonetically. He picked up a second yellow card, so he'll miss the game. I feel like he did it on purpose because that was a really bad time-wasting move by him. So he gets to play in the quarterfinals now guaranteed. But we have to win the group, and if we put out a team like this, I feel like we'll be able to do it for sure. Last thing, with that Busio chant, did that, like the Busio, 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 that remind you of anybody remember the band Rufio? Kind of reminded me of that chant, like the Rufio. Yeah, it's the same thing. And Above Me is a banger. I fucking love that shit. I love that song, though. But yeah, that's all I'll talk about. Yeah, man, great win today. Hope to see more from that. Yeah, I'll see ya.